Natalie Morales hopes veterans find solace in new film My Dead Friend Zoe. The film stars the Grey's Anatomy actress, along with Morgan Freeman and Ed Harris. As an actress for nearly 20 years, Natalie Morales, Grey's Anatomy, said she is most interested in projects that put good things out into the world. Whether that's delivering a message about female empowerment in a sports dramedy like Battle of the Sexes or sharing the importance of friendship in a drama like Language Lessons, Morales knows where her priorities lie. Her intentions couldn't be truer than with her latest film, My Dead Friend Zoe. In it, she plays the title character, a deceased U.S. Army veteran who is keeping her friend and fellow soldier Merritt, Sonequa Martin-Green, company from the beyond. Suffering from PTSD and unable to process Zoe's death, Merritt ditches her group counselor played by Morgan Freeman to help her estranged grandfather, Ed Harris, deal with his failing health. Zoe, of course, is all too pleased to join her and offer her perspective on Merritt's decisions and their complicated friendship. My Dead Friend Zoe is the feature directorial debut of Kyle Houseman-Stokes, who based the film on his own experience serving in the military. Morales and the rest of the cast received a letter from him asking if they would consider accepting a role in the movie. He told us he wanted to make this movie to help people, Morales, 40, told My Essay during a recent interview. He sold me on that. Since much of Merritt's trauma stems from the death of Zoe, Morales knew the film could be a tool to understand how people grieve differently. Like most people, she, too, has experienced the death of someone close to her. Death is very confusing, she said. We obviously know everyone dies. People are born, and then they die. But our society is very separated from the reality of death. We don't talk about it. So, it's really hard to handle someone being here and then not being here. It doesn't make a lot of sense to us, even though it's the most natural thing in the world. Morales describes grief as love with nowhere to go. When the topic of Dia de los Muertos is brought up to explain how some Latinos channel that love into the act of celebration and remembrance, Morales, who is of Cuban descent, said she's always been jealous that the tradition was not part of her culture growing up. Cubans don't have Dia de los Muertos, she said. I think it's a great idea. It really puts peace into your heart. It's a beautiful way to remember the dead, and think about them and keep them with you. Morales hopes audiences with military backgrounds, like those stationed in San Antonio, and others who are not veterans, consider watching My Dead Friend Zoe for the emotionally impactful narrative and to understand that vets are not a monolith. I think it's really important for people who are not veterans to recognize that vets are just people, Morales said. They're people who happen to have served. They all have different stories and different reasons for serving and different experiences. Hopefully, the film will hit close to home.